Good morning, guys. I have no groceries. They're coming. My husband's actually taking the kids to kindy and daycare and picking up the groceries for me this morning because I'm still recovering and I've just decided to have a home day. So my husband's at home today as well, and he's gonna run out to the chemist and grab a couple of things and grab the groceries for me. I am gonna do a grocery haul, but for my YouTube family, what I thought I would do first is, this is aimed for the busy family, like the busy working mum, working dad. This is for the solo mum, and this is for anyone who gets sick. So you do the math and tell me who this video is aimed for, but I think you get what I'm saying. I don't have any groceries here yet. I can't remember exactly what I have purchased. I know I've got fruit and veg. I know I've got milk, pantry stuff probably because it was on sale. But what I wanted to do is just show you how I would get by without having groceries for the week. We always have milk, and I do not like UHT milk. I worked overseas on some tiny little islands a while ago, previous life before wife and mother duties kicked in, and I cannot do UHT milk. Same as ham in a can. That's a story for a different day. But what I thought I would do is just open up my fridge and freezer and pantry, and let's just see if I can come up with food to get by for the week if I didn't have groceries here. I need milk. If I'm this sick, what I would have done if I was this sick and home alone, I would have just paid for the delivery to come in. Sometimes that just happens. But let's just see in my fridge and freezer if we can come up with a week of meals. Okay, so totally not planned because I didn't plan on getting sick. So I just wanted to go through and see with my stockpiling, my batch cooking, can I create enough variety in my meals to make sure we're still getting our veggies, some fruit, and having some good wholesome dinners. I'm pretty confident I can come up with a pretty good mixture, and this is why I like doing purchasing things on sale I'm not going to eat and I can just store into my freezer. So what I am looking at is I've got pizza bases here. I have got ham. I have got, what's that? More ham. Probably need to clean my finger. I got roast beef. So let's just rewind for a minute. I've got roast beef, and I've got some crumbed chicken. You guys probably can't see that, sorry. I've got 2 packets of these here. So I could easily make roast beef pickle wraps, and I could also make some crumbed chicken wraps to have. Forget the pizza bases for now. Let's just push those back in. They were just sitting up the top, so I saw them. The question is, do I have any wraps? This is what I'm, oh, look. Packet of wraps. So my lunches for the week would kind of be sorted. I could do roast beef wrap sandwiches and crumbed chicken ones. Now in my fridge, I don't usually plan my lunches, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Last night we had pizza because that's just how the family was feeling. I've got some cheese. I have got some broccoli. I've got tomatoes. I've got capsicum and a zucchini. So what I could do, I've actually got 2 zucchinis there. So what I could do is a big roasted like veggie bake. So just in a baking tray, I could get like sweet potato and pumpkin, tomatoes, onion, zucchini, capsicum, put it into a baking tray with some olive oil, salt and pepper. If I wanted to put some seasoning in it, I've got chili flakes, and I could use that whole bowl of medleys to use for lunches for the week with the grilled chicken, or I could use that and have the chicken hot for dinner. I have also got down here, you still can't see me, I don't have this angled very well. This is actually frozen chicken breast. I've cut into strips and I've done a sweet chili sauce, and it's just packaged up. So I could do that, and if I was super clever, I've got rice left over from the other night, so we could have that for dinner tonight. I could cook more rice up because I've got a lot of rice. I've got a lot of rice. Up the back of my freezer, I've got cauliflower and broccoli, so I could take some cauliflower and broccoli out. And I've got here, this is my coconut curry chicken, that one pan dish I done in a YouTube video. So it's got zucchini, capsicum, I think there's some spinach in there, and 2 chicken thighs. So we could heat that up with some rice and serve with some cauliflower and broccoli on the side. This here is my pulled pork, and I've got, you guys know I've got so many sweet potatoes. I actually have sweet potatoes coming today, but that's not the point. I've got so many sweet potatoes. I could do my pulled pork recipe and serve that with, I do have a video on it, my baked sweet potato and pulled pork. I could put some cherry tomatoes into it. I've got a sad looking cucumber, I could do that. This is that goat cheese I didn't use the other week, but it doesn't go off for like another month. I could sprinkle that on top. Oh look, we've got bagels. I've got bagels here, so I could do bagels with like breakfast for dinner. So I could do some eggs. I've got a whole thing of eggs down here. I do have, so I could do bagel. I could do bagel with eggs, and I'm pretty sure ham. I've got hams. We could do breakfast for dinner one night. Kids love that kind of change in routine, something pretty exciting for them. I do know, you can't see, but I do know up the back in here, that is pumpkin soup, that is pumpkin soup, and this is savory mince. So with savory mince, I could just basically heat that up and put some mashed potatoes with it. With the pumpkin soup, all I have to do is heat that up, and if I really wanted to, I could serve that with some bread. I do have bread. I could also serve it with the bagels if I wanted to. Do I have any bread? I've got the dark rye bread that my kids really didn't like, so I'd probably use that up and eat that. That was in last week's grocery haul, the grocery haul before. It's still fine, it's in the fridge. Probably needs to go into the freezer. And I've got the loaf of white bread here from last week I could use as well. I do have leftover pizza. I could obviously have the leftover pizza one night to get through it. Look, I could probably raid that pantry a bit more, but it's pretty obvious I've got the freezer a bit more, but I do have some chicken nuggets and some party pies. If my kids are getting like really fancy and want something, but I'm not in the mood, I'm happy to give them like a night of like party pies and chicken nuggets served with some carrots on the side. I do have plenty of carrots. I will always stock, I will always overstock, I should even say, vegetables in my family my kids love. My kids love carrots, and my kids love mashed potatoes. I'll always have them. If there's ever a shortage in carrots or potatoes, or if they're ever too expensive, knock on my front door, I'm gonna have some for you. All right, I'm bringing you into my pantry, and let's just see what I could make from my pantry. My pantry is a very awkward shape for me to actually film in, so I apologize, just work with me. There's a bucket load of sweet potatoes and potatoes down the bottom. What I could do for dinner one night is chicken asparagus toasted sandwiches. I've got plenty of tinned soup left over, so great for lunches. I've got plenty of baked beans and spaghetti on toast, baked beans on toast, make them into toasted sandwiches. And what else have I got? I've got this pasta here, and I do have a little bit of cream left over in my fridge, I know that. With this pasta here, and some cream, and some cheese, and some onion powder, and some, where's my garlic powder? I do have garlic powder. And some garlic powder. I could make up a kind of like a mac and cheese with some salt and pepper, put it into a baking tray and bake it. I've always got packets of pasta available. So there's this type here, and obviously the little noodle type ones there. I make my own homemade tomato sauce that is in my freezer. Look, I could literally heat up the pasta and stir through the homemade sauce for a dinner meal. Nothing wrong with that when you're not feeling the best. The other thing I could do for dinner is just have porridge. There's nothing wrong with having breakfast for dinner, and that includes a bowl of Wheat Bix or some porridge. I've now brought you into our little freezer over here just to see what I've got. I really don't know, but I do have more of those chicken curries I made. I've got some frozen fish. So hubby and I could have frozen fish while the kids are having chicken nuggets. I've got a bag of frozen corn. I really need to clean it. I've got a packet of meat pies. Really handy. My kids can have the little party pies and we can have these pies. I've got a spag bowl. I ended up finding one to cook up the noodles, have spag bowl for dinner. I've actually got 2 packets of the pork sausages, so we could do sausages, mashed potato, frozen peas for dinner, frozen corn for dinner. I've got half a packet, half a loaf of wholemeal bread in there that my husband won't eat, but the kids and I could eat. I've got 2 packets of chicken mince. I've got 5 servings of these, which are some homemade sausage rolls I made. Great for dinner time or lunchtime. Just chuck them in the oven, cook them up, done. And I've actually got 4 lots of these. Now these have got 8 patties in them. They're 8 patty burgers. These are from the farm I get our red meat from. So we could have burgers every night for a whole week. And I also have in there, my fingers are getting quite cold now. I also have in there a 500 grams of some diced beef. Nothing in it though, so I'm trying to focus on things I can pretty much just heat up or add something to. So I've got plenty of things. If we didn't have groceries come this week, I could get by. Now for my little kids, if I needed to get creative, I've got little kids and I want to make sure they're still getting what they need. I've got 2 frozen avocados here. I've got frozen mango, I've got frozen raspberries, frozen strawberries. I could thaw them out and make them into something for the kids. I have run out of my Hulk pancakes, but this here is a bag of frozen spinach, and I've got a massive bag in here of frozen spinach, so I could make them some Hulk pancakes. I've got puff pastry and phyllo pastry. With the phyllo pastry, what I would do is I've got goat's cheese. So I'd get the phyllo pastry out, put the goat's cheese in there and put some cherry tomatoes on it, because I've got some cherry tomatoes, and then just cook it up with some olive oil and salt and pepper. A really nice snack, a really nice lunch thing. With the puff pastry, I could go through and add in like my pulled pork and turn them into like a little pasty to eat with dinner, served on the side with mashed potato, frozen broccoli and frozen cauliflower. So there you go. Technically, I didn't need to do groceries this week because I've got enough food in my fridge to feed my family. I'm hoping this kind of helps for those that are really trying to pull into a budget, or those that are trying to plan ahead. Like I said, I always thank my future self when I do big cook-offs, and right now I'm thanking my past self for doing all of this stuff in my freezer. But that is it. Stay tuned. My husband should be home soon with the groceries. Groceries have arrived. Let me show you my total for the week, which is $182.92. Now keep in mind, I just showed you a week's worth of meals in my home already without any of this being here. So a lot of this stuff I don't have to get, but as you know, I love a bargain, and a lot of this stuff was on sale. And yes, being selfish, we do like fresh produce, but if things got really tight, for whatever reasons, I could get bad. And I was trying to show you before how I was planning my meals, and if I was that sick and I couldn't leave the house, that is how I would get by for it. So I'm gonna get into the groceries. I'm not gonna show you everything. I'm just gonna pick out probably more key things this week to share with you and what my plans with them are going to be. As you will see, I have no meat this week. I have no ham, I have no cold meats, I have no chicken, I have no red meats, nothing. So the cost from the groceries this week to be that $182 mark has come from the toilet paper I have purchased and the Coke, to be honest. We do like drinking Coke, as in the liquid, not by gram. And that was, I think, half price. And I think the last time I purchased that Coke was maybe just after Christmas, or I might have had another box in between. So that was half price, so I thought I would stock up. Toilet paper is $10 off the bat there as well. Some of the things I did purchase were on sale this week, so I don't need a box of these. I think I've got 3 in my pantry, but these were half price. And when they go half price, I just buy a box. It's like an automatic thing, half price, buy a box. Because when they're half price, it's $5.60 or $5.80 I'm saving. And I drink tea every day, probably 2 cups a day. And so does my husband. So it is something we 100% use. And to be completely honest, I refuse to pay full price for this now because I know it goes on sale. Last week you would have seen that I bought this here, which is the Coles brand laundry booster and in soaker. They didn't have my other powder, and this week they do. And this is what I buy, which is the Coles Lemon Fresh Laundry Powder, hot and cold wash. It is an Australian made product. I think this is $3.70. Oh, some of the powder just came out. I think it's $3.70, and I think this here is $2 or $2.50. I get the two, I mix them together in a big glass jar, and that is my washing liquid. The cheapest washing powder I have ever come across, and it washes our clothes really well. If my children have a chocolate ice cream and they stain it down their top, that's okay. I get this here, make it into a paste with a bit of water, smear it onto the stain, and that stain could be there from 4 days ago. Smear it onto the stain, let it sit there for like a day or two, and the stain is gone. So it is like your nappy sand soaker cleaner sort of thing. You would not believe this, my dog wants to go out again. I swear every time I do my grocery hauls, don't mind my dirty kitchen, she wants to go out. I think she just knows and times it and wants the attention on her. My kitchen's a pigsty, but I have been quite sick and I'm still recovering. Back we go. Our cat's been a bit sick lately, and so we changed his dry biscuits. I've also decided to try different wet food for him, and these were on sale this week. A lot more expensive than buying like a large tin, but I'm just trying a few things for him. And we grabbed these from the store the other day. He loves them. They're $3 a packet. We've got the chicken one, and we're gonna try the duck one this week. They're like a soft treat for your cat, but to only give them like 2 or 3 at a time, not many at all. I don't know if you can see, but it's like a really nice soft. He's just come on the bench. I reckon he can tell I've got them. So I got those for him as his treat. So my dog gets the dried chicken breast, and he will get these here. Usually if they're being like really well behaved, or if we're going out, because I feel guilty leaving them, we will each give them a treat. I've just got some cleaning cloths for the next few weeks. I just buy the Coles home brand. I know there's probably better quality ones out there, but for what I use them for, and I use them and then I put them through the wash machine, and then I use them and then I use them, and then they go in the bin. So they do get a good life out of them. I find them to be a really good price point. More flour because I'm just baking bread like there's no tomorrow. Speaking of bread, I got 2 loaves this week because my kids are really enjoying it, and we have had the odd honey on toast situation, but you will also notice this week I do not have in any of my pantry items no crackers. I have not purchased any crackers this week. One, because they went on sale, and I know they go on sale, and I refuse to buy things when I know they go on sale. That's just me. And 2, I'm really focusing on sandwiches for lunchtime, because in 6 months little man will be starting prep, and I really want to get into a good routine of him knowing that it's sandwiches for lunch. He is a little bit picky at the moment. He's only having butter on his sandwiches. But look, I am hoping to get him, little miss will have peanut butter till the cows come home. I'm pretty sure the school he's going to is an allergy aware school, so he can have peanut butter. But look, I'd like to get him into a bit more variety. Cheese and ham, Vegemite, jam, honey, something that's not just butter. So we're doing good. Step 1 was to remove the crackers, and we're getting there. It's doing really well. He likes the bread. Does not like the rye bread. He did not like the rye bread at all. I think it was a color thing more than a bread thing. So sandwiches this week, I'm gonna try and introduce some flavors to his bread. Little Miss just eats anything. There's an update on that story for you. Avocados this week were $1 each. I grabbed 4 of them. Husband just had one with his breakfast. They will get eaten this week. I'm actually going to be doing one dinner I know I'm going to be making. This is that really nice coleslaw pack from Coles. You get a sauce with it, and you get some crunchy noodles. The whole thing for $4, all pre-cut. It's got carrot, onion, coleslaw mixed through it. I really like it. That with some sliced avocado on some homemade sourdough, and I'm gonna get my 2 ingredient crumbed chicken patties, make them bigger, and we're gonna have some nice burgers for dinner one night. Cannot wait. That is dinner plans. I know that's one dinner plan I'm definitely having from the groceries this week, but all I'm using is half of this here and 1 avocado. I've mixed it up this week. I got oranges and mandarins. I think my kids are getting a bit bored with mandarins, and oranges were actually cheaper. So I think mandarins were $2.90 a kilo and oranges were $2.50 a kilo. So I was like, let's just mix it up for them. Kids do sometimes need that variety. Bananas are getting dang expensive. But speaking of expensive fruit, this is a treat for my kids this week. They're going to consume this in one whole morning tea. I might do like a fruit salad and try and like spread it out through a couple of days. This is $17.90 a kilo because they're not in season. I get it, and it is a treat for the kids. I didn't have to buy. I think these were $7. So I didn't have to buy these. That's quite a big expense there for strawberries that last literally one morning tea session. Lemons. Now last week I went to make my panko chicken crumb and I love putting lemon juice in it. I didn't have any. None of this and none of this. So I went out and got them. I'm also going to use these this week to have lemon, ginger, turmeric, honey tea. I've got ginger and turmeric I bought the other week in a grocery haul, and I keep it in my fridge. I find it actually lasts longer in my fridge than in my fruit bowl. I'm going to do my lemon and honey and squeeze it in and really work on making myself feel good for the winter months, because it's not been a fun couple of weeks. You guys know last week I was still sick. Plenty of winter veggies too. I've got my corn, my beans, my broccoli, and I buy a zucchini every week. Every week I buy a zucchini, and we do eat it. And then just my usual dairy stuff up the back here. I was just saying to my Instagram family, when I was a tiny little girl and would get sick, this is what my mum would go buy for me to obviously put the glucose back into my system and make me feel a bit better. And to this day, I still have Lucozade when I'm sick, whether it's like a connection I have between sick and the drink. But my husband went out and bought me a bunch of these the other day, and I'm having probably 1 or 2 a day, and it just brings back memories. Coles sell them. Last week I mentioned, was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. The yogurt, I think it was just last week. The yogurt I had purchased, it was the strawberry flavored yogurt of this here, and it had chunky strawberries in it. And I used those squinchy pouches. It worked fine. There were probably some bigger chunks, and then the kids just sucked and it went straight down. Good sound effects. So this week, I'm just deciding to do something different and just do vanilla for them. They're really liking it, so I'm putting a lot more structure back into their morning teas. I was getting quite lazy, to be honest, for a while. And it's like, yeah, have a cracker, have a biscuit, have banana, but now it's like, no, breakfast. My dog's going off again. I'm gonna have to go get her. My kids are having a massive bowl of porridge for breakfast. And by massive, I can't even find their bowls. Like a massive bowl of porridge for breakfast. Morning tea, it's definitely like some arrowroot biscuits with some butter on top, 2 of those. Yogurt in the pouch, I'm getting them used to using the pouches. They can do it, they can unscrew it and they can screw the lid back on. If they don't finish the pouch, it goes in the fridge for afternoon tea. And then they're having a medley of fruits. I might cut up like an apple and then some strawberries, and then for lunch it's structured again. So they have their sandwiches first, and then they'll have some fruit. And then for afternoon tea, it's usually more of a sweeter thing. So I might give them like a blueberry chocolate chip muffin, some whole pancakes, something like that there to tie them through for dinner. They don't always have afternoon tea though. So definitely putting more structure back into their day. So I sort of sit here going, yeah, I'll definitely cut up like a kiwi fruit, an apple, and some strawberries for their morning tea tomorrow, because they're at kindy and daycare today. So I'm really making sure I'm using the food, not just go to the pantry and grab something. I'm sure we all do it. Just go to the pantry and grab something. I want a biscuit. Yeah, just go grab an arrowroot biscuit, that's fine. No, we're putting structure back into the day because my kids are happier when they eat properly. I'm more organized for their structure of the day. And 3, I'm not wasting food. Because the fruit would just sit there and they don't eat it, and my kids love fruit, so they need to eat it. The only thing that's a bit different this week as well is I've only got 3 milks. I don't know what it is. We're not going through as much milk, which is a bit strange because we're having porridge and milk for breakfast. I'm having more cups of tea because it's warming me up more, but we're just not going through it. So there you go. And I bought some Danish feta. This is the feta I love. It's a smooth, creamy feta, because next week I am going to make my warm lamb salad, I want to call it. So it's spinach, beetroot, feta, grilled capsicum, pine nuts, and then I've got a really nice marinade for lamb that I was supposed to go to Costco's this week, but I was too sick, so I haven't. So I'm gonna go hopefully on Wednesday to Costco's and test out their lamb for you price-wise. I've been there before, I've bought there before. I usually buy my lamb from a farm out west, but I'm trying something different because I know not everyone has access to that. And a lot of you do have memberships for Costco. So I'm gonna go to Costco, I'm gonna buy some, I love lamb cutlets, but where we are, they're like 56 bucks a kilo, and my husband could down a kilo of them. It's a really expensive meal. So I'm going to get lamb of some sort, and I do a marinade, which is garlic, lemon juice, oil, and oregano if you are from the US. And it's a really nice warm salad, roasted sweet potato, roasted pumpkin, roasted red onion, red capsicum. It's really, really nice, great leftovers. But that's next week, not this week. I just grabbed this here to plan that far ahead. But look, that is my groceries for the week. Again, I didn't need to purchase any of this here if I couldn't get to the shops, if I was feeling too sick, if I was in quarantine, if I didn't get paid this week, if for whatever reasons I couldn't get to the shops. I just showed you in the beginning of the video how I could get by with the stuff in my house. And that is from smart shopping, that is from strategic shopping, looking at your sales, forecasting ahead, cooking in bulk, batching, purchasing in bulk because it's cheaper. It's definitely saves you down the track. But that is it for today. I'm going to get my produce put away. I'm going to make my lemon ginger turmeric honey tea, sit down and edit this video to get it up to you hopefully in the next half an hour. But we will talk soon, guys.